Welcome in. The Eric Zane Show podcast. We meet again today, dear meathead, with my 89-year-old father. This is the first time I've been able to say 89-year-old father. To think that dear meathead, I think he was, when we started the bit, it was 2016. Like officially. So this will be our 8th year of doing it. To think that he was, in his early 80s when we started. So I get him on the phone yesterday. I give him a call. Hey, Days. No. Quit. She's got a vet appointment today, by the way, because she peed again in the living room floor. Got to see if she has some type of urinary tract infection. 11:30 with Dr. Levin. Probably costs about $1,000. Whatever. It's just money. That's okay. Get Dad on the phone. And, man, I threw him for a loop yesterday because the conversation, it didn't add up in his brain. Because my joke was, here we are just a couple of days removed from his 89th birthday party. And I said, hey, we're planning your 90th birthday party. We've got time to plan your 90th birthday party. And he goes, wait a minute. Didn't we just have my birthday? Yeah, No. What I meant was I was just being silly because, yes, we did just have your 89th birthday. But that was a few days ago, and now we're working towards your 90th birthday party. And, man, the dots were not connecting. I will say this. As Kenny says, does he still not accept what age he is? Is there still any issue with that? No, it's not that he didn't accept it. He just was confused. I think you could, in theory, gave him the wrong. If you said, hey, happy 69th, you could convince him that he was 69 years old. That's, I think, where we are in the grand scheme of mind. No, there's no more confusion with that. As long as you, but like I said, if you could easily throw him off. If you made any type of reasonable argument, you could convince the man of a different age. But there have been periods of time where he was like, no. It's like, Dad, you were born in 1934. And no matter what type of math you did, you could break it down. This is before you had dementia. You go, all right, 34 to 44 is how many? 10. And you could do that all the way up to 80. And then count one by one those last 9 years. And he would not budge. Would not budge. It's the same way he wouldn't budge when he was, I don't know, in his early 60s, maybe late 50s. What year was that he sent me the card that said, I love you like a son? I'm guessing it was 01. That would be 22 years ago. 67. And I said, Dad, this is weird. Why? Well, this is a card you would get to someone who was not an actual son. It was just someone it was a specialized card for a person to give to a younger person who's very close in the family. I love you like you are my son. Yeah. Well, I am your son. I know. And that's what I love you like. And this was like Abbott and Costello. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. Who's on third? Maureen had an issue. When my mom was turning 80, I told her how old she was, and she got mad at me and said, I am not 80. Yeah, I think that when they get up in years like this, you could equate, in some folks, the brain power is operating at a capacity of like a child. Tyler says on the BBL days, didn't he refer to Jeremy from Saranac, who would always call for Dear Meathead as the son he never had? He may have. I don't recall that, but I'll take your word for it. I just saw him, by the way. He and his lovely better half just had another baby. He's very, very busy, too. Very successful. All right, so I bring up Dear Meathead because any questions for Dad? We will talk to Dad again for another edition of Dear Meathead. Brought to you by Baldwin Ace Hardware. Send them along. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I would love to hear a question. He would love to hear from you with a question. So please send it along. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Can we just ask your dad who's on first? Oh, you'd blow his mind. Kenny says he loves that bit. I do too. That who's on first, what's on second. I don't know. Who's on third? I don't know. God, is that classic. Whoever wrote the bit is fucking brilliant. I just told you. Very, very funny. Clever. Clever as hell. We have a COVID diagnosis in the home. I started thinking about it when I heard the intensity at which our beloved Madison was coughing. In fact, when she first started to experience symptoms, I said, you should take a COVID test. Was that met with acceptance? No. You're stupid. You don't know. I think nowadays that's why there's so many of these readily available. Because when these symptoms crop up, it's a good idea to, check that one off. And then a couple days later, take another test. You don't know. Okay. And I talked to you yesterday about how she came home and very dramatic. Feel my forehead. I'm so sick. You should probably take a COVID test. No. All right. By the way, Sunday, we are officially classifying the birthday party celebration we had for Diana as another super spreader event. Stand by. Because of the Madison exploits, we have now qualified into super spreader stardom. She goes over to a friend's house yesterday. Comes home from the friend's house. Friend reveals that a family member has COVID. Madison was in the presence of these people yesterday. So I think we might have one COVID diagnosis merging with another COVID diagnosis. I think we created a new strain right there. This place that she was at is going to be Wuhan Market. She says, hey, my pal's brother has COVID. I'm going to take a test. Or boyfriend or somebody. I don't know. I go, okay. And now in the back of my head, I'm like, so now you take a COVID test. You realize that if it comes out positive, it's not going to be from them, from the exposure you had at their place. So that really has nothing to do with the COVID exam. You probably had it before you went over there. And now you've created a new virulent strain that will kill us all. Gets the test. I get a text. I'm laying in bed. I have COVID. I couldn't tell if she was crying or not on the text. Because if that's me, I'm like, yes. If I have, first of all, if she has COVID, and one small percentage of me is like, well, I'm sad that you have COVID. I'm sad that you're struggling. You're going to be fine. But I did tell you to take a test. I did tell you to do that. But I can never breathe that if I ever suggest that I was right. I'm dead. We don't want that. We're going to forget that. But I was right. I was definitely right. She should have taken a test. So that, she's, in the next room. I call her up. And then the other reason why, if it were me sick, I'd be like, yes, I'm sick. Yes, I got COVID. Awesome. I don't have to do shit. You don't have to do shit. Now, I would probably, you know me. I play hurt. I've done the show while having COVID before. No big deal. I would still, if I could, do the show. But, I am not limited on the things I can do. I am a minimalist at heart, so I would just kind of wander around the room and not do a whole lot. Dickface Kenny says, let me just send her a message real quick. Update her on what's being discussed this morning. You will not. You will not do that. She would kill me if she found. She does not like me discussing things on this show. NW980 says, which daughter was more of a handful? Jackie yelling, Dad, I gotta go. Or Madison with, Dad, you're stupid. Well, Jackie did that too. Dad, you're stupid. They all kids do this. This is not separated by gender. And I'm witnessing it myself when I see Doug and Dougie. Now, I'm not related to these people at Bosco's, but you have a father-son relationship there. It is the duty of the offspring to think that the parent is a fucking moron. It's your job. You're doing a good job. If the parent says the sky is blue, the young person says, fuck you. That is how it is. Now, if someone else says the sky is blue, you go, wow, yeah. But if it's especially, well, no, I can't say one or the other is more of a prominent scenario. You are an idiot to them. If I don't even know if Stephen Hawking has any kids, but if he did, Stephen Hawking could say something brilliant, and his kid would say, you don't know. You don't know, idiot. Shut up. That's their job. Stand by. So that's how it is. I gave up long ago trying to figure these people out. I don't ask questions. I go, unless if it is a life and death scenario, I just keep my mouth shut and try not to intervene. I get her on the phone. She's upset. I've got so much stuff to do. What am I going to do? And I said, well, Nothing. She was like, I have to go to work. I go, well, you can't go to work. Why? I go, because you have COVID. Now, apparently brain cells leave when you're upset. And I guess she's complaining that at the restaurant that they're going to be mad at her because she caught COVID. And I was like, well, I have never heard that. I mean, we've been going at this now for pretty much more than 3 years. Well, we've been shut down. The shutdown happened more than 3 years ago. I think everybody's on the same page. Sam says you can go to work, but you have to wear a mask. Really? Well, I guess that's up to the employer. But anyway, so I go, well, she goes, yeah. She's like complaining about she has to do this, that, and the other thing, this, that, and the other thing. I go, well, I don't know what to tell you. And by the way, you can go to work, but you have to wear a mask, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. If that does work, all right, I can handle that. But then that would mean that masks work. And, pretty much 49.9% of the population does not believe that masks do anything. So that's kind of weird. What is it? Do they work or do they not work? What's happening here? Or just stay home and recover. 5 days from when symptoms start to emerge. So like Friday, it's like, just relax, read a couple of books, have a drink. I'll make you some soup and a grilled cheese or something. It's cool. I'm here. I'm not worried. Since I had it in late November, from what I'm understanding, if you had it, you're pretty much immune for about 10, 11 months. You see, here we go. Nick, throw another log on the fire. He says masks don't work unless completely sealed to a clean-shaven face. They don't work, or they don't work at peak efficiency? I mean, don't means there's nothing stopping the COVID disease, and it's blasting you in the face. Wouldn't it have some effect? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm done trying to figure that shit out. All I know is that when the next respiratory bomb hits the world, I'll be ready. And when I say ready, I'm going to panic and act like a child. Thank you for being here. Now, if you're enjoying the show on my Facebook page, that is facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page, or on Twitter @Eric Zane Show, or through the YouTube channel, Eric Zane Show on YouTube. Please follow me on all of those. It's time for you to move on down the line, as ZZ Top once said. If you want this full show as it happens live every morning, go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, or download the Twitch app in the App Store. Just search Twitch. It's free. Download it. And then in the little magnifying glass thing, put Eric Zane Live. There I am. Follow the page. Subscribe to the page. Link it up with your Amazon Prime account. It's all the information is there. You just got to root around. No problem at all. You'll figure it out. And then you can enjoy the show uninterrupted. The audio podcast, as always, is available for download wherever you download shows. I am on every platform that exists, including iHeart, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I'm on all of them. If they have give you the option to rate and review the show, please do so. Let me know what you think. I like reading those from time to time. Occasionally, I get nasty ones. They're not so much fun. But I've learned to process them a little better these days over time. It's taken forever to get my skin a little thicker, but you have to. So, all right. And if you ever want to reach out to me, drop me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. So I'll say goodbye to you now, but you can pick the show back up on Twitch. And by the way, Twitch has video on demand, so you can watch the show later on if you want. There you go.